All right, so let me just be real for a second. If I had the same skill set that this guy had, I'm about 99% sure I wouldn't be doing street magic. I'd be doing something a little bit more lucrative and a lot more illegal. Just being honest. Sleight. So Sleight is the movie about this young man who loses both of his parents at a very early age. Now, upon this happening, he's forced to take care of his younger sister, so he combines his high intellect and his love for magic to come up with these very cool street magic shows where he can hustle up money, but then at night, he's a drug dealer. Now, if you've seen the trailer for this movie, you understand that the main character has the power of telekinesis. And if you've read some of the reviews like I have, you see that they're peddling this movie as the superhero movie that we need. Now, upon watching this, I would say that I don't really think this is a superhero movie, and if it is a very, very, very entry-level origin story to a superhero. Now, I personally thought when I saw this that it was going to be like Static Shock, but after watching the movie and seeing how the guy pulls off what he does, I'm not sure that's who it is. I really don't know what superhero this would be, if it is a superhero at all, unless they created a brand new one. So right off the bat, I have to talk about the main character, Bo, who's played by Jacob Lattimore. I think he did a phenomenal job in this role. He brought a really real world, believable aspect to this character. And I'm not sure if he's been in anything before this movie, but I'm almost certain we're going to see a lot more of him because of what he did with this role. I mean, if you look at other origin stories, you look at Peter Parker, who is a nerd trying to fit in, and he's poor, struggling, and he all of a sudden becomes Spider-Man. Or you look at Tony Stark, who creates the Iron Man suit out of desperation. Well, those are all fine and dandy, but I feel like Bo's origin story was a lot more realistic. I mean, he's a young kid who's forced into adulthood because he lost both his parents. He has to take care of his younger sister. So he combines his intellect and his love and obsession for magic to create a hustle. And then with that not being enough, he has to turn to drugs to try to just make ends meet. And I just feel like his origin story was a lot more realistic, and you will find a lot more Bos in the world than you ever would Tony Stark's and Peter Parker's. Now, with Bo having to turn to drugs to help take care of his family, then of course he's going to run into problems, and he does so with his drug provider Angelo, which is played by Dule Hill or Dule Hill. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name. Now Angelo, he did a really good job in this role. I mean, it wasn't nothing too over the top. He just played this really charismatic, intelligent, respectable drug dealer who really went by his code. And if you strayed away from his code, then you got to see the ugly side of Angelo. So as far as drug dealers go, he played a sophisticated, somewhat believable role in that aspect. So I won't even touch on the rest of the cast because this movie really centered around Bo and his struggles in life, so I'll just leave it at that. Now, the pacing of this movie, I feel like, wasn't an issue because, I mean, it was an origin story, and the character did such a good job with the character development and how he brought the character to life on screen. And, they did enough drama and enough small action in there to keep you entertained throughout the movie, because I mean, this was a totally different take on the superhero genre, if that's what they're going for. So it was really interesting throughout the movie, and I did not find the pacing to be an issue at all. I actually want the movie to be a little bit longer so they could expand on some of the things that Bo began to do at the end. The visuals in the movie were fine. There weren't any big, huge moments. I mean, he did have this big throwdown scene at the end. You saw it in the trailer where he stops the bat that's about to smash him in the head and he throws it through the wall. I mean, that's like one of the big scenes in the movie, but when those visuals happened, since there were so few, they really executed them flawlessly. So if I did have a complaint in this movie, it'd be the fact that they didn't expand on Bo's abilities enough. You have small displays of it here and there throughout the movie sprinkled in, but I really want to see more. They have the big throwdown scene again at the end where you get to see him expand on it, but I would just want to see more. So if I had to complain about anything, that would be it, but I feel like that's a small thing that didn't really detract from the movie much. So in summary, Sleight was a movie with an amazing concept. It was a fresh take on the superhero genre. It was played by a great actor in Jacob Lattimore, who really brought the character of Bo to the big screen. The pacing of the movie was just fine because they had enough character development and enough drama in the movie to really sustain it throughout, and the visuals in the movie were executed with no problem. So with all that being said, I definitely give Sleight movie magic must see. Alright, so that's it for this movie, folks. So for the comment combo today, I want you to let me know what you think of Sleight. Do you think it's a superhero movie or not? Whatever you think, comment below and let me know. Now, as always, if you liked this video and you thought it rocked, like, comment, and subscribe to see more from me, Mike Proc. Later.